Hello, welcome back to our online lab series. In this video, we'll be demonstrating experiment number 4. The name of the experiment is Equivalent Circuit and Performance Evaluation of Single-Phase Transformer. The first objective of this experiment is to determine the equivalent circuit of a single-phase transformer. The second objective is to verify the voltage and current transformer ratio, whereas the last objective is to determine the voltage regulation and efficiency of a single-phase transformer. This transformer will be used in this experimentation. As you can see, it has 3 windings. The left side winding will be used as the primary, whereas the right side top winding will be used as the secondary. The third winding will not be used at all in this experimentation. This table shows us the nameplate data of the transformer. For example, the turns ratio, primary and secondary rated voltages and currents. From your theory class, you already know that this is the approximate equivalent circuit of a single-phase transformer. Here, the quantities X equivalent and R equivalent are related to the copper loss of the single-phase transformer, whereas the quantities RC and XM are related to core loss of the transformer. From your theory class, you also know that the quantities RC and XM are very greater than the quantities R equivalent and X equivalent. However, to determine these quantities, we have to do the short circuit and the open circuit tests. This is the experimental setup for no load or open circuit test. As you can see, the third winding, we are not connecting it to anything. That means we are not using it. Here, channel A of the isolation amplifier is used for primary side current measurement, whereas channel B is used for primary side voltage measurement, and finally channel C is used for secondary side voltage measurement. That means we are measuring 3 quantities, 2 voltages and 1 current from this no-load test. Like previous experiments, before making the connection, we have to check the safety fuses whether they are working or not. While doing the KC settings, we must have to select the RMS values as we are dealing with the AC quantities in this experimentation. Also, we will be selecting manual recording as per the guideline.
So to determine the equivalent circuit of a single phase transformer, we will conduct 2 type tests. First is open circuit test and another one is short circuit test. So here in the open circuit test, we have to apply the rated voltage, rated primary voltage at the transformer. So this is our single phase transformer. Okay, so this is our primary side and this is the secondary side. As you see, the rated voltage is 230 volt. So in the open circuit test, we have to keep the secondary terminal open and we have to apply 230 volt, I mean the rated voltage at the primary side of the transformer. So this is our connection. First we have a source. This is the AC source, and then we connected through the fuse and we used 3 channel to measure the primary voltage, primary current and the secondary voltage. So here this is the isolation amplifier and this is the profligacy board. So in the profligacy board we used 3 channel, and then after this connection in the KC software we have to activate this 3 channel. So here this is the first channel, second channel and the third channel. So first channel will measure the primary current and the second channel will measure the primary voltage and the third channel will measure the secondary voltage. So when we activate the channel, we have to select the RMS value because the quantities here are AC quantities. So let's apply the rated voltage at the primary side of the transformer. So this is the rated voltage, 229 volt, and then we need to record the voltage current and power consumed by the core. So when we click here, these are the data that we have, we need to record.
During the no-load test, when we apply the voltage V1 in the primary side, a current I1 will be flowing. Secondary side current I2 is 0 as there is no load connected to the transformer. Therefore, the entire current will be passing through the core of the transformer. Then it will be divided into 2 branches, IC and IM. Remember, we have to apply 230 volt in the primary side, that is the rated primary side voltage. As mentioned earlier, during the no-load test, we have measured 2 voltages and 1 current. They are given in this table. Now, using the available measurement of the no-load test, you have to calculate no-load power, voltage trans ratio, RC and XM. This is the experimental setup for the short circuit test of the single-phase transformer. Here we have just replaced the voltmeter of the open circuit test with the ammeter. Therefore, we are measuring two currents and one voltage from the short circuit test.
This is part 2 short circuit test of a transformer. My colleague just did open circuit test. So for open circuit test, we have to apply rated voltage, and for short circuit test, we have to apply rated current. It's like testing the equipment under no load and under full load. But short circuit test, when you short the circuits, the current will be extremely high, so we have to have like a systematic short circuit test. So before, the secondary winding of the transformer was open. Now we shorted it and we connected ammeter. This is the ammeter. So if you connected IC and OC, it will measure current, and this one is 1:1. The scale is 1:1, and we are measuring the secondary current, and we have defined also new quantities on CASI. Before it was open circuit voltage, and then power consumed by the resistor, and now we have a new quantity called ISC. So the input primary current will be ISC1, which is a short circuit test. Just to differentiate open circuit test and short circuit test, primary voltage will be VSC1, and secondary current will be ISC2, and then primary input power PSC. Now this one is just to differentiate them, open circuit test and short circuit test. For open circuit test, if you want to verify the turns ratio, you have to use voltage, primary voltage and secondary voltage. For short circuit test, you have to verify the turns ratio, we have to use the current. We are applying rated current. So we have to make sure that the current at the secondary is the rated one. If you see the nameplate of the transformer, we have 230 volt V1 and 150 volt V2, and I2 is given 1.36. From the turns ratio, we can calculate the primary current 0.73 amps. So here, when we apply short circuit test, so we have to make sure that the rated current, which is 1.36, flows in the secondary winding. So just simply, we'll vary the input voltage until rated current, ISC2, flows on the secondary winding. So we'll just increase it up to 1.36. And we have to be very careful, because short circuit test, if you increase the voltage, then huge amount of current will flow, which damage the transformer. So as you can see, the applied voltage is around 7 volts, but on open circuit test, we have applied around 230 volts. So see here, we have the secondary current, we have the primary current, and using the secondary current and the primary current, we can calculate the turns ratio.
As you can see, we have shorted the secondary side of the transformer. Therefore, the voltage across the secondary side will be almost equal to 0. Here, the current I1 is divided into two branches, I0 and I2. As you already know that RC and XM are very greater than R equivalent and X equivalent. Therefore, the current I2 will be very greater than I0. For simplicity of calculation, we can remove the shunt branch. During the short circuit test, we have to be very careful about the secondary side current I2. It should not exceed 1.36 ampere, which is rated secondary side current. Now we have primary and secondary side currents as well as primary side voltage from the short circuit test as given in the table. Now from the available measurement of the short circuit test, you need to calculate the short circuit power, current turns ratio, R equivalent and X equivalent. This is the experimental setup to investigate the voltage behavior of the single phase transformer while it is loaded with the resistive load. Here, the channels A and C of the isolation amplifier are used to measure the primary and secondary currents of the transformer, whereas primary and secondary voltages are measured using channel B and channel E respectively.
So now we pass to a third part of this experiment, which is supposed to be the loading of the transformer. Now, each transformer has current, rated current on primary, rated current on secondary. So when you load the transformer, actually you have to be careful about the voltage, the current, and the power. So you should not overrate the transformer in a way that the transformer should not heat up, and then you end up having protection problems and so on. So the only thing that we did now is that we are connecting actually the resistive load. The three branches are connected in parallel, and that makes actually a capability to draw more current. So our experiment today is to go for step-by-step measurements. We're going to start from high resistance and step-by-step till from 100% to 30%. Here we have collected already 14 points, which is very good data for very good curves. Then So at every point we have power factors changing, the current is changing, and then the voltage is slightly affected because of drop inside the transformer, and that makes actually the voltage regulation is ready to be calculated. Great, so this experiment is meant for actually measuring for each value of the resistance, the primary current, these primary voltage, primary power factor, secondary voltage, secondary current, and secondary power factor. Of course, you can easily, now later on in your report, estimate your power, P1, P2, and then the losses ultimately, and the voltage regulation.
From this experimentation, we have measured primary and secondary voltages, currents, and power factors. Now, using the formula available in the manual, we have to calculate P1, P2, efficiency, and voltage regulation of the single-phase transformer. Then we need to plot V2 versus I2, efficiency versus I2, and voltage regulation versus I2. Now, from the efficiency versus I2 plot, you need to determine the value of I2 corresponding to maximum efficiency. For verification, you can also calculate I2 using short circuit power, open circuit power, and rated secondary current. Finally, we will investigate the voltage behavior of the single-phase transformer with inductive load. Replacement of the resistive load with the inductive load is the only difference of this experimental setup with the previous one.
Now we are actually in the last stage of the experimentation, and we are supposed now to run the transformer under lagging load or inductive load. Of course, it has a little resistance, but still it is in majority is a reactive load. The objective of this type of experiment is to go for voltage regulation and see also the losses at later stage. So the first part was to actually measure the open circuit voltage. Then we actually switched to the inductive load. Now for the first load, we have 3 sets of inductors which are in parallel. The first set is at 6 Henry, and we have here three parallel of 6, so it makes 2 Henry. Then the second set is for 4.8, and since we have 4.8 and 3 of them, that means 4.8 by 3. And for the last test is supposed to be for 2.4, and this is the connection where we should go for. And then we have the 3 parallel inductors. These inductors will give us a total inductance of 0.8 Henry. That will actually give us different voltage, different current, different power factor, and then you'll end up having different voltage regulation for this transformer. Now, the main issue for the transformer, there are 3 major issues. The voltage regulation is one important issue. The losses is an important issue, and then consequently, of course, the losses. If you talk about losses, then you talk about efficiency. So these are 2 major issues. And then the drop inside, which is linked directly to the voltage regulation. That's it for this experimentation. Now, to illustrate about the results obtained using CASI, the first line here stands for the first inductance measurement, which is for 6 Henry. The second line is for 4.8 Henry, and the last one is for 2.4, of course, parallel, 2.4, 2.4, and 2.4. The last one is for open circuit voltage. So that will summarize and give you a very, very good data for 4 cases in order to evaluate the voltage regulation. That should be enough, and that's it.
Similar to the previous part, here we also have measured and calculated quantities. Now we need to plot V2 versus I2, efficiency versus I2, and voltage regulation versus I2. That's all. Good luck for your report.